right, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's all excited. Lovely Friday here. Hopefully, it's nice where you are, getting ready for the weekend. Hopefully, everybody's all ready as much as I am. Good to see you, Andrea. Good to see you, Henry, Michael, everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live. Listen, we got drug moving again. Oh, my God, this thing just does not want to stop. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Really nice moving stock. Great. Some of you did really, really well in this pre-market on this stock right here. So we'll take some time to talk about it. But anyway, yesterday we did do a open house, and sure enough, we're going to have a lot of new people going to be joining. We're going to be doing what's called a VIP room starting next week in the Cyber Group room. We're going to be doing an event today with Trade with the Pros. I'm also going to be on live next week at NASDAQ talking about NASDAQ Total View. So please look forward to see those events. Remember, you have to learn before you could earn. So a lot of good stuff that's going on. And more importantly, September's right around the corner. So we know that's where the biggest and most profitable, most fun time to trade, most volatility we're going to get. All right. So in the last couple of days, I was just talking to Josh earlier this morning. This week has been a little bit on the crappy side, and it's perfectly normal. Listen, kids are starting to go back to school, college, regular school, public school. So the last things that are on people's minds are trading. You're not going to get a lot of earnings that came out like we did, a couple of weeks ago. But there were a couple of things that are moving. Yeah, it was a very busy week, Grant. It sure was. But like I said, back, and now it's time to put our heads down and start to get ready, because there's a lot of good stuff that's happening. You got to get, and every day is basically a new adventure, like I always say. So anyway, let's talk about some of the stocks that did trade yesterday and how we did on them. For some of you that were not here, we'll talk a little bit about them. Maybe some of you did well, some of you missed them, but don't worry, there's a whole list that's coming out today. But let's go just change the slide right here and bring up a 2-day chart on here. Now, we had this stock, NEPT. You could see it right here. It did really, really well right out of the gate. Stock went from 290 and in about 30 minutes ran to about 360. That was a really nice move. Had some nice little shakes right here, so you had time to jump in. Then when it made a new higher low, writing was on the wall, and the stock came crapping down. But, at 10 o'clock, you were done with that stock. So that one was actually a nice, good 30-minute move. And you know what? 80 cents, I mean, you do the math. You do that every day, you're looking pretty damn good. FIGS. Now, this was funny stock. Well, if you were listening to me in the morning, I said, you know what? I have a video on teaching how to FIGS, right? I mean, I have a home living channel, and I did a whole episode on FIGS. And I'm like, all of a sudden I see this stock, and I'm like, I don't know if I should really talk about this. It hasn't moved yet, but it was coming up on my radar, and I'm like, all right, let me throw it out there. You guys should watch it, take a look at it. And sure enough, right in the afternoon, it moved really, really nicely. It finally broke out of this $11 resistance levels, and the thing ran all the way to about 11.80. So it wasn't a bad move, And don't forget, maybe you should watch the video on about FIGS. I love it. I love FIGS. So anyway, go to Fausto Home Living. Rich, maybe you could post that link up there. There you go. Put right there, and put on the alerts, and we'll put it in the room right there for everyone else too. Let me drop it in the Cyber Group room, not in there, in the YouTube room, so people could see that too. Yeah, just go there, and there's a couple of great videos how to take care of chickens. And listen, as much as I love to trade, you got to enjoy life. Life is short. But anyway, great moving stock, moved pretty well. I just thought it was pretty funny with the name, so I had to bring it up. Anyway, another stock that moved pretty well too yesterday. It was a really good short. Was on Peloton. Now Peloton had earnings early in the morning. Didn't really work that well. At 9:30, you saw it was testing the lows. I know Josh and a bunch of other people we missed a few opportunities here. She wasn't a substantial, great short, but she had a beautiful Fausto flag right around here, around 11:40. Crapped out around 11:20, went all the way back down to about 10:70, and then she started kind of, hovering at these prices. So then, which we all know, 11 o'clock, you could see on the clock, the mouse pad, right around that time, things start to reverse, and sure enough, that's exactly what it did. So, you had a nice little decent run on the short on that one. Now, the stock that's been moving the last couple of days, that's been doing phenomenal, is drug. Okay, so let me bring up the long-term chart. So we've been trading this stock for the last couple of days. This stock in one day ran from $1.10 all the way to 475. It was a short squeeze. It did come back down, but you could start seeing it's building a Fausto flag on the long chart. Yeah, we're going to bring that one up too. Pins was also a really nice one too. Where did my pen go? Oh, there we go. Pins. Yeah, I'm going to bring up that one also. But you could see that drug had a really nice move, came back down, even in one day here on the 22nd, it ran from $1.60 to 340. Stock is very, very volatile. It wasn't that bad. Let me tell you, it was like a level one in pre-market. But she moved really nicely yesterday, right out of the gate. She went from 220 right up to about 290. Great move. 30 minutes. Love it. Had a nice push going into the afternoon. And then this morning in pre-market, right around here, I mean, listen, we started around 7:45. So we saw the stock already gapped up a little bit. And then right around here, it started making a move past 8 o'clock. Everybody should have got in if you were watching it. It was a great volatility right around there, around 3 o'clock. You see I was making higher highs. So everyone should at least creep out at least 20 cents out of it in pre-market. And you could see how it went up over here. But now you could start seeing she's starting to make lower lows, okay? So she made a higher low, and now it's a lower low, so that's not really a good sign. But we're going to put this on a watch list. I mean, definitely it's one of those stocks that we're definitely going to keep an eye on. Again, I need a new piece of yellow paper right here, right with my list. DRUG. All right, so that one also. And let me bring up what Michael in the cyber group just brought up, pins. So pins also moved up pretty nicely yesterday. This thing, you could see it. It was another stock that I did call out in the room. And remember, the pre-market was not that great yesterday. Actually, it hasn't been that great in the last couple of days. But you could see that pin right out of the gate moved really nicely. Went from 21 all the way to 23. And in the after, right into the close, great run up. And even into after hours. I mean, the thing ran to $25. Another stock I do want to bring up, I did do a swing trade on this one, was EDU. Now, EDU, this stock got hammered. If I bring back the chart here long term, the stock was all the way up here around the 200s, came all the way back down, hovered around $1.90. You could see it did a gap fill right here. Actually, it was a reverse stock split. And then you could see it's been breaking up. Now, I'm really focusing on this price right here. So that was the high right there around 29.70. She did back off down to 25. I got in yesterday right around here. I think it was right around here, 26.90. I jumped back into it. And looks like she's doing pretty well right here. She's gapped up pretty nicely. So if you can get past this $30 price range, I think we're really in good shape with that one. Let me get I did it again. The problem is we have so many windows, you minimize it, things come down, but I got to open up my level 4, which I want to keep an eye on it. But it was pretty good in the morning. It's not really the easy stock to day trade, EDU, but as a swing trade, looks pretty nicely right there. All right, there we go. Just get this thing started. There we go. All right. Back up and running with that one. All right, so now anything I did not call out, cyber traders, to tell everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live, so they could see what's going on, what we missed out. I know we traded Plug yesterday too. Plug was another one. That thing just took off. Got to mention that. That thing had a big pop. News over in pre-market, something about some hydrogen with Amazon or some crap. But then sure enough, she was a great short on the way down. And what was nice about this stock, you could have traded with FCell. So that was another one that we had. And I think that was about it. Peloton. Oh, damn. This was only probably the best one. The AVYA. That one was a pretty cool one right there. That one moved really nice right out of the gate. That thing ran from like $1.23 all the way to $1.60. So I almost got that one too. So it wasn't that bad. You could see on the pre-market, other than what we saw in Plug, but everything else kind of picked up after. All right, so let's go. Well, yes. We're going to check that one out too, Brian. All right, so now let's go through the watch list. Now, what is today? Today is Friday, okay? So what do we know about Fridays? It's a nice weekend. Everybody wants summer's almost over. Summer's over next week because that's Labor Day. and everyone's going to want to max out and use up their timeshares, whatever it is, their summer homes, whatever it is. I don't know where you are, but it's absolutely gorgeous here in New York. I'm looking forward to enjoy this nice weekend, doing some fishing in the ocean. I heard the tunas are starting to come in, so if I catch any, I'll let you guys know. Uh, but I'm ready to enjoy it. So listen, what I'm looking to do and what you're looking to do, that's what Wall Street does. So we don't want to get too cocky on a day like today. Friday afternoons, we might get some good action in it. But let's go see what we got going on over here. So we already know about drug, okay? But drug is starting to trend down a little bit, but that one's on our watch list. Now, obviously, where we work our big list, we work through the big percentage gainers. I found the stock IKT. It's flat. It's garbage. Not really going on. AVBG gapped up from yesterday. It's up about 15%, $5. It's garbage, okay? API, this one looks pretty good too. Nice little push in pre-market. It was a $16 stock. Big issue. Tier sizes are very small. Spread's a little big. If I would put this, we'll see how she opens up, but I would put this on the B, maybe even on the C list, okay? KC, nice spread, cheap stock, up 12%, $3. That one doesn't look that bad. We'll see how she's opening up, but she really hasn't gone anywhere up until about 8 o'clock this morning when she was at 330. She's at 390 already, so it looks like she is pretty volatile here. MEGL, this stock, I mean, I still can't figure out this stock. This stock opened up at 50, ran to 250, and came all the way back down to $8 a share. Is that true? Go back and look at your chart, okay? But from what I see, yeah, sure is. She's moving up this morning. This is an IPO. Any IPOs right off the bat are on the second and third tier stocks that we want to trade. But I will put it on my watch list because that was really cool how it went from like 50 to 250. And who knows, it might go up. FUTU. Now this one, it's a little bit more of an ETF, but she's moving up pretty nicely. Big issue. It's a $50 stock. We're not fans of that. All right. So right now we're at 10%. $180 stock. Savia, we traded this stock last week, but doesn't really look like she's doing anything. All right, I'm done on the most gainers. Hopping over here on the, it looks like this is a reverse stock split right here. This one doesn't look like it's moving anywhere. This is a new IPO. We're already down to 12%. These are all garbage stocks. Okay. Nothing on a dead cat bounce. Hopping over here on New York Stock Exchange. What is this, a buyout? Or is this earnings? The stock opened up higher. This looks like a really interesting stock. So we'll keep an eye on this one. This MFGP, but it looks like it was a buyout. Doesn't really like it's moving that much right here. Gapped up. It's already up by like 95%. So got to check the news on that. But since this morning, 8 o'clock this morning, she went from 605 to 612. Yeah, that to me, that looks like it's probably a buyout, but I want to confirm the news on it first. FTCH, nothing really moving there. No real direct trend out there. This one is a little too expensive. It's an ETF. These are all ETFs. The problem with ETFs, which we all know, being in the trading room and versus what's going on, is that it's very kind of hard to find what's going to be moving with those with the iceberg orders. So that pretty much does it. We got what, 5. So we don't really, and some of them I'm like pushing it, which are more of a B or a C class C stock. So not really that much. But you know what? Like what happened yesterday, once the market opens up, things might move. So anything I'm missing, I did not call out. Anything else? FTCH had a nice 2 days. You know what? It's been trending. Let me just bring this up. Had a nice push after hours. We'll see how she opens up. I'll throw that in a watch list because you know what, Michael, at this point, we don't have that much out there, so I'm desperate. I'll put something out there. Did good yesterday. But you could see it. Sometimes you got to look at the 2 days versus 1 day. Moderna just sued Pfizer for what? They got jealous? Wow, that'll really getting ugly, huh? Yeah, Edsel had a nice little pop right there. Oh, copying tech. Oh, jeez. What's the symbol on Moderna? Was it Pfizer is what? PFC, is it? mRNA. Let's see if it's reacting to the stock at all. Not really. Yeah, that stock took a really big hit. Pfizer, let's see if they're getting affected by it. Not really. Nothing really major happening there. All right. Couple of people on YouTube. The BX Francesca says the BXRX trade. So anyway, when we start looking at stocks that are under $1, we kind of stay away from it because now you're dealing with fractions of a penny. You're not going to really see that much iceberg orders. Stock trades 7 million shares. You deal with penny stocks, and I kind of really don't want to. I kind of stay away from it. That's where I kind of draw the line. And one of the things we kind of train you is that when you get past below $1, look, now you get tenths of a penny, 100 tenths of a penny, and you might think the spread's one thing, but these spreads can get pretty ugly. Okay. All right, fellow traders, let's get ready for the market open up. If you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, we're going to be live today on Ask the Pros at 12 o'clock. Also, we'll be back here at 2:30. We're live every morning at 9 a.m. and 2:30. And you can always do a trial in our trading room. If you're new here to cyber trading, we did do an event. We had so many of you, hundreds of you that have been doing the trial. Make sure you talk to your education advisor. Make sure you get the best experience possible. Listen, you might think you know what you're doing, but then when you watch some of these stocks, you might think they're fast. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Make sure you talk to your education advisor to explain it in more detail. So listen, good luck today. Happy trading. If I don't see you for the rest of the day, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here live on Monday.